The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
It does make it feel unsafe to ride the train.
Tonight on DC News Now at 6, a man killed on the Metro. A gunman on the run tonight after shooting a rider dead on a train in DC. A live report tonight from where a body was recovered near Nats Park. And commemorating Memorial Day in the district, honoring service members who made that ultimate sacrifice. We were on the ground at Arlington National Cemetery.
Forecast for Memorial Day plus beyond with the full 7-day forecast and what a roller coaster ride it will be. I'll have the breakdown coming up.
Thanks, Scott, and good evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin with breaking news in the district. A man was shot dead on a Metro train late this morning. Tonight, a suspect is on the run as police probe the fourth killing this year on or near a Metro train or station in the DMV. One of them just 10 days ago. Now, this happened near Nats Park when police rushed to the Navy Yard station after shots had rang out. Our Dave Laval joins us live tonight. Dave, what do police know about this developing case?
Ben, right now we can tell you the Navy Yard station has reopened to passengers as police are still looking for the shooter responsible for the second deadly shooting at a Metro train station in less than 2 weeks. And it's all provided tense moments for passengers.
We will capture him. We will capture him.
A vow from Assistant DC Police Chief Andre Wright. Police responded to the Navy Yard station shortly before noon Sunday. They found the victim on the station's platform with several gunshot wounds to his upper body. Wright said it all started when the accused shooter boarded the train at Glenfont Plaza.
Upon getting on the Metro station, he gets into some sort of argument with our victim. This argument escalates while on the train, and our suspect produces a firearm and shoots our victim multiple times.
Police say the person got off the train at the waterfront station. Just 10 days ago on May 18th, 18-year-old Tennyson Leslie Jr. of Greenbelt, Maryland died in a shooting at the Wheaton Metro station. Montgomery County Police are still looking for the shooter. 2 other deadly shootings took place at Metro stations this year, one in February at the Potomac Avenue station and one in January at the Navy Yard station. Police made arrests in both cases.
It does make it feel unsafe to ride the train.
Mario Neely no longer rides the train. He drives, but his girlfriend still uses Metro.
I can't stop her from riding the train, but as often as I can, I try to make sure she has a ride wherever she's going.
Barbara Slade is not worried about using the train.
I believe in conceal and carry. As a woman, I believe that we should have self-defense classes and that you should be prepared to protect yourself because nobody out here is going to do it.
And police ask you call them if you have any information regarding this morning's deadly shooting. We're live at the Navy Yard station. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Well, thanks to Dave for working that breaking story. Well, police aren't the only people patrolling Metro stations. The Guardian Angels volunteer group returned to the rails in February after a Metro employee, Robert Cunningham, was killed. The group has long worked to combat crime on city subways and metros since the 1970s. The group's self-described chief tells DC News Now that today's killing marks an alarming trend and riders should be cautious.
This is starting to really get out of hand. We have assisted the police, but it's not enough. I think riders should be cautious, but you got to remember, for some people, that's their only means of transportation. If you can, make sure you go with a buddy. Make sure you know where the call boxes are. If something occurs, you get on every platform there is a call box. You can hit in and ask for assistance.
More of Metro Patrol efforts online at dcnewsnow.com. Just search Guardian Angels. Scott, it was a beautiful day today. A little bit of sprinkles in some places, but certainly not anywhere near a washout, which we were not forecasting to begin with.
That is correct. And Ben, you can see behind me here a live look in here at Annapolis. There are a little bit of rays of sunshine peeking through some of those clouds. It's not completely overcast in places. However, you and I talked off air, Ben, and we did see some sprinkles out there, some drizzle and some light showers during the course of the afternoon. Again, a pretty good looking view here of downtown Annapolis, and this is what our satellite radar shows. Talked about this storm down to the south, which is impacting the Carolinas right now. Well, that is going to impact us mainly tomorrow, but also going into Tuesday and Wednesday as well. We're not going to see too much change in our weather pattern here, and that part of the forecast from what I told you yesterday is holding true. So expect clouds around or mostly cloudy skies straight through till 9 o'clock, 72, 71, and then eventually getting out of the 70s and into the 60s here across the district. Now, tomorrow, a walk in the park in the morning, chance of some showers in the morning as well as the afternoon, and maybe a rumble or two of thunder as well as temperatures get into the lower 70s. So let's break down those weather headlines. A few showers overnight tonight. Not the best barbecue weather, but certainly you'll get plenty of time in to get out and get your barbecue or whatever you're cooking going. That's for sure. It's not a steady 24-hour rain. On and off showers through Wednesday, and summer-like heat builds in by Friday. Yeah, it could be, well, maybe not as hot as the barbecue, but certainly a lot hotter than what we are seeing currently at this time. We'll show you with that 7-day. Ben?
Thank you, Scott. And over in Hagerstown, police are investigating a homicide that happened Friday morning. Authorities say they arrived at Hagerstown City Park shortly before 6 a.m. Then they found the body of a 37-year-old woman inside a stone alcove under the porch of the Jonathan Hager House at Historic Museum. The identity of the person who died has not been released. Please contact Hagerstown authorities if you have any information. And in health news, a troubling trend for teenagers. Hospitals are seeing more young people overdosing on THC edibles. Plus, the importance of staying sober when getting behind the wheel this holiday weekend. Our morning anchor, Tanaya Wright, has a look at those top health stories as we gear up for Memorial Day weekend.
Officials say edibles are starting to confuse kids and teens because some of them look like candy or cookies. Now kids are going to the emergency room and doctors are sounding the alarm. Unlike products that come from a licensed dispensary, these edibles contain Delta-8. That compound is similar to THC. These products are also not regulated by the government. One doctor is offering some advice to curb this troubling trend.
So if parents have edibles in the home, it's important for them to be locked in the same way as you might lock a dangerous medication. Call the Poison Control Center because they can provide important guidance as to whether it's safe to monitor the teen at home or if they need to come into the hospital.
Doctors say signs of a teen or child ate an edible include anxiety, panic, and dizziness. In other health news today, police are warning about the dangers of drunk or impaired driving. This comes as the roads will be especially busy during the Memorial Day weekend. Emergency workers say even if you think you can drive, you should think twice about making a decision that could change your life.
Spending time with friends and family, and sometimes that does include alcohol, and as long as it's consumed responsibly, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you do choose to get behind the wheel after you've had a drink or two, even though you may think you feel fine, your reaction time and your driving ability is impaired, so it's important not to drink and drive.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports drunk driving deaths increased around 15% between 2020 and 2021. Now, in terms of how busy the roadways will be this weekend, AAA predicting about 37 million people will be hitting the roads for the holiday weekend. That is up 2 million from last year. Tanaya Wright, DC News Now.
Thanks to Tanaya there. Also developing tonight, we are learning about a fire that happened near the Pentagon early this morning. Happened at Columbia Island Marina. Well, fire officials posted this video of that massive fire on the water. We're also learning 3 boats were impacted by flames as well as the docks there. Boats with DC Fire and EMS helped the Arlington Fire Department to get everything under control. Now that fire was out not long thereafter. No injuries have been reported. Still no word on what may have started those flames. And on Capitol Hill, a live look tonight where just last evening we broke into our coverage. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced an agreement in principle to save the country from a critical debt crisis. But that doesn't mean it's a done deal. Congress now has to approve the spending package before June 5th. In a very brief remark last night, McCarthy said the tentative 2-year debt deal followed 2 phone calls with President Biden.
It has historic reductions in spending, consequential reforms that will lift people out of poverty into the workforce, rein in government overreach. There are no new taxes, no new government programs. There's a lot more within the bill.
Meantime, the White House released a statement saying a default would have been catastrophic for the economy, leading to a recession, retirement accounts being devastated, and millions of jobs lost. So what's next? Well, the U.S. House could vote on the measure as soon as Wednesday. So what do we know so far about the bill, what's in it and what's not? The deal has a 2-year-long increase on the nation's spending limit. It also fully funds medical care for our country's veterans. Recipients of SNAP benefits would have expanded work requirements. The age for those requirements is 54 instead of 49. And some energy projects would be streamlined. On the other hand, Republicans were unable to remove Biden's student loan forgiveness plan from the budget agreement. The president wants to give, in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars to people with outstanding debt. But the fight for that will continue on its path in the U.S. Supreme Court, and a decision on that front is expected before June. And happening now, to many, this weekend is the unofficial start to summer, but it's no average weekend, of course. Memorial Day is our time to honor those who gave their lives to protect the freedoms we hold dear to our hearts. And for many Americans, that means visiting Arlington National Cemetery, one of the oldest cemeteries in the country, but video right there on the National Mall. We'll get more to the cemetery in a second. The final resting place for more than 14,000 veterans, including those who fought in the Civil War. Earlier today, volunteers went to every grave in Arlington National, honoring those who lost their lives. We spoke with a tourist about the importance of visiting Arlington to understand the sacrifices.
But just show the kids all the memorials and kind of get a little glimpse of history, you know, beyond what you read in books at school.